Howdy, lieutenants and economists.
The most volatile, evil, disgusting things on the planet, humans. If you have a video request, you can always go to assholeconsulting.com.
Yeah, I am gonna charge you, kids. And that is the importance of not fucking up.
You are such an asshole!
assholeconsulting.com. Somebody's gonna lay down a hard one for me. Hello, Aaron. I recently got my motorcycle license and bought a Ninja 250 as my first bike. Well, that must be old because they're up to Ninja 300s now, and I hear nothing but great things about them. But the Ninja 250, that was my first kind of real bike. And you get great gas mileage. That's a fun little bike. Easy to work on, too. Very easy to work on. So you have fun with that. Over the weekend, one of my good friends died in a hit-and-run crash that wasn't his fault. A lot of my friends are telling me to sell my bike, but I just love it too much. The thrill, the adrenaline. Well, hold on. Now, you racing and popping willies and being a dipshit? Because if you're going for adrenaline, that's different. I ride for peace and serenity. Right? I ride to get the hell out. If you're some young punk kid who's going to, you got to race, well, then you could expect to die. But anyway, all right. But I got to reading and a quote that stood out to me. There's two types of motorcycle riders, one that have crashed and ones that are going to crash. I don't want to be the person with a permanent disability or everyone risked in piecing me on social media. Any advice on what I should do? I also read that you give a military discount on active duty Army. And I felt bad. I charged them extra. And I said, oh, no, don't pay that. So I just asked them, where are you riding? Major city, rural area, suburbs? He says, I live in a suburb, rural area, a lot of country roads, but also near a college town with a lot of suburbia too. My friend died in the city halfway across the country, however. All right. Here's the deal. There's nothing that doesn't have risk in life. What's the riskiest part of taking a flight? The ride to the airport and the ride back from the airport. And yeah, it's just a fact. Do you ride with a helmet? Do you not ride with a helmet? Do you have a bike with anti-lock brakes? Do you have a bike without anti-lock brakes? And there's a couple things that you can do that will statistically lessen your chances of, well, not getting in an accident, but sustaining less injury. Wear a helmet. Okay, and then also armor. All my motorcycle jackets have armor. I also wear leg protection. They're for racing, but I still wear them because I like my knees and my shins. And then I've also thought about getting pants that have armor on the sides. And then there's newer technology out there that if you fall off your bike, it's an inflatable jacket and bodysuit, and that I'm also kind of thinking about. But after a while, it just becomes a pain in the ass. So there's that. Anti-lock brakes. Get a bike with anti-lock brakes. And then finally, you don't ride in major metropolitan areas. I kind of have it depends, like I will not ride in certain areas, specifically the stretch on Highway 15 in Las Vegas on the north side of town. That in one stretch, I almost got into 3 accidents. And one was kind of like, and 2 were very close calls. And it was no doing of my own. I choose where I ride. I will ride in a city that is not terribly populated at night, because if I go the other direction, there's deer, and then during the daytime, that switches. I am not going into the city on my motorcycle during the daytime. I will, however, go out into the country because there's not a lot of deer. But yeah, most of my riding, the vast majority of my miles are in unpopulated areas or small or lightly populated areas. That doesn't mean I haven't ridden during rush hour traffic, and sometimes rush hour is even easier because you're not going so fast that you can hurt yourself. But yeah, it's be careful. But in the end, yeah, it's going to be a judgment call on your end. Do you like the freedom and the happiness and the joy? I don't know if I would have lived this long without motorcycles. Like, motorcycles have been such a blessing and a joy to me. I cannot imagine my life without them. Although this year I haven't done a lot of riding. I just maybe I got it all out of my system, and the novelty will wear away, and hey, you can walk away from that one. Have I gotten in accidents? Not really, no. I had an old lady bump into my bike. One time the kickstand went out and the bike tipped. God, I was pissed off about that. I've been very fortunate. A lot of close calls, not a lot, but a handful of close calls, but I was paying attention. But yeah, there's a chance you'll be a quadriplegic. Absolutely. But by God, man, going through regular fucking normie life without a motorcycle or without some kind of vice, mountain climbing, yeah, we could all play golf. And we can all play Parcheesi, and we can all take the bus, and we can all work from home, and we should all not let our kids play in the park. But then, what kind of freaking life is? Yeah, I should not go look for balls in the brush, golf balls, because I might get Lyme disease from a tick. You shouldn't. Okay, then what kind of? You shouldn't have ice cream. You shouldn't have steak. Then what kind of life are you living? I think that if you aren't some dipshit 20-year-old moron whizzing around on a crotch rocket. And the insurance statistics bear this out. I remember when I had a crotch rocket, I had to pay like $600 a month to have it insured. And that was just liability. I'm like, wait, whoa. What? My original insurance company wouldn't even insure me. Like, we don't insure crotch rockets. Why? Because a bunch of dipshit, dumb motherfucking kids from the suburbs. Some kids, let's not forget the brothers in the Hayabusas. Let's not forget you guys. You got to zip around, and then you die. Then you're what, doing wheelies on the freaking interstate, you fools. And the insurance rates go up. I'd be very curious about motorcycle rates if you and crashing statistics if you took the crotch rocketers out of it. But yeah, man, it's a risk. I obviously think it's worth the risk. I don't speed. I don't. Not to say I didn't open up on the crotch rocket in the middle of freaking nowhere, Wyoming. Not on 494 in metropolitan Minnesota during rush hour with a lot of crotch rockers do. I take calculated risks. But yeah, I need to hop on that bike and go. That is like medicine. That is beautiful, wonderful medicine. And you know what? Mountain climbing in the middle of nowhere with no backup, and I'm back in the backcountry, that's probably just as dangerous. I break my leg, I'm not making it back the 10 miles that I just hiked. Although I don't really go too far away because I don't like camping. I'm a very pampered hiker. So yeah, everything has risk. The fact you're in a suburb, rural area, as long as you don't go to the city, you just enjoy nice rides where it's easy riding and there's not a lot of traffic. Pay attention. Never just get lost. Look around. If there's no cars, okay, get lost in South Dakota, get lost in Wyoming, get lost in Montana. But, oh my God, women and SUVs and the soccer moms. Fuck you if you think that's sexist. Fuck you. It's my life. And you soccer moms don't drive for shit. Teenage girls texting, look out for them. And it's unique here. It's not unique elsewhere, but let's just say immigrants in general. Immigrants drive different types of vehicles depending on what immigrants where you are. Here in Minnesota, they all drive Hyundai Odysseys. The Somalis drive Hyundai Odysseys. You see a Hyundai Odyssey, you hop off your bike. You get off your bike and let Ukabuka drive by with no signals and just ramming into things and stuff like that. Yeah, but again, that's why I don't drive in the city. So if you take measured risks, you anti-lock brakes, always wear a helmet, blah, 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 blah. Take the safety courses and take the advanced safety courses. Practice. Just get a busted up bike to learn how to spill correctly. You could cut your statistical risk. But yeah, there's always that chance. I say it's worth it. Because imagine a life without it. And I think what might happen to you is the same thing that might happen to me, is you kind of burn out on it. Maybe I'm burning out on motorcycle riding. I've started testing the limits of what the North American highway system can do, safely anyway. I was looking at the Alaskan highway and I'm like, oh yeah, there's potholes and crevices and things, and you just won't notice it. I'm like, yeah, I'm not getting stuck between Dawson and Yellowknife, where maybe a cop might drive by, maybe. And then all novelty wears off. And so maybe, hopefully you're like me, you get through it and you're kind of like, maybe a leisurely ride. Maybe I'll ride up here, ride up there. But, yeah. And there's no reason to ride a motorcycle in the city. What do you got to see in the city? I'm in the city. Same city it was before. But going out into the mountains, that's where it's really at. I'd really, mountain riding, seeing the American West, that's where I think motorcycles pay off. So if you haven't done it, go do your riding out there, get that out of your system. But yeah, I rarely take my motorcycle to the city, rarely. And I always play the bigoted motorcyclist while riding. I look for the stereotypes, man. Hey, SUV soccer mom from frickin' North Oaks. Hey, Ooga Booga from Somalia with her Hyundai Odyssey. Hey, Tina, they're driving a convertible cabriolet, even though they don't drive those anymore, and they don't make them. But whatever the teenager, I just look, I'm like, no, I am the bigoted motorcycle rider. So, all right, you guys got questions? Aaron's got answers over at assholeconsulting.com. Check out the links all below. We have a gorgeous new pinup model, 1950s housewife pinup model, over on the Patreon account. Go to patreon.com/Aaron Clarey. Check out that. You don't have to pay. You just look and you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty. That's what women used to look like. Amazing. That's about it. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.